Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. Now, overall, I do want to really address a lot of things happening within the economic structure of finance, not just kind of focusing on cryptocurrencies. Of course, yes, we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. We are also going to be talking about the SEC. I could possibly timestamp the video so that you guys can, really skip to the part where you guys want to. But for the most part, I do have a lot of things I do want to talk about. Now, in terms of the overall market structure, I did talk to you guys about how the 10-year yield was really showing us incredible insights on confidence around risk on assets, meaning crypto and also stocks. The 10-year has been doing very, very well. At the highest points since going back to like 2018. So, very incredible chart to say the least. Now, in terms of the 24-hour span for the altcoin market, we are seeing some incredible gains along the boards for ApeCoin, the Sandbox, Thorchain, etc. The list goes on here. We have been seeing some nice price movement throughout the entire market, even on the 7-day span. We see some altcoins up 52, 27, 25, almost 20%. I mean, it's been an incredible journey, especially when we look at Bitcoin. I see it every single day on Twitter. Like, I see a lot of people saying, Bitcoin is in a bear market, it's in a bull market. A lot of these individuals are just kind of playing off of what's happening on the chart. When it drops, everybody's saying, bear market. When it pumps, everybody's saying bull market. I remember specifically, it was like around the January timeframe, where we had this nice little pullback to like 30K. Everybody said that this is it. It's over. It's bear market time. Same goes for like during February when we had that nice little topping point to almost 60K. Everybody was calling for much lower prices. We came down to about like 45K. People were calling for 20K. It's crashing down to 10K here. Like when we see the price move, any sort of impulse, buyer, or I shouldn't even say buyer, but investor, emotion comes out in everyone. And, they think that they know exactly what's going to happen. They say it's a bear market. Honestly, we've been hearing it for so long. In terms of this market, I think everything is looking still pretty good. I've addressed this even on Bitcoin and even XRP. XRP actually has been showing a lot of signs of some bullishness on the overall chart. And I've addressed this in terms of this coiled up pattern that has been building since going back as far as January, which is pretty significant. So with that being said, let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So obviously we're going to be talking about a recession or possibly even a depression. Listen closely to Jim Lintner here. I'm hoping that I'm saying that last name right. I kind of butcher some names on here, but it's all good. But we do see here the probabilities of a recession have increased on the macros next 12 months. Listen closely.
Look at what has happened in commodities. From the last peak was around 2008. Like, we had this swing up, and then commodities declined till 2021. When commodities drop that much, people are not investing into commodities. They're not building new facilities. They're not making new mines. Because they're seeing commodity prices drop. Where is their profitability going to come from? Energy is the biggest impact on inflation right now. And it's not going away in terms of us quickly bringing new energy online. The probabilities of recession have increased. The probabilities of the stock market coming down have increased. And in the big picture, commodities, I think, will continue to do quite well for another 12 months, whatever it takes until we actually really hit a recession and demand starts dropping.
And I have been addressing this for a while. When we look at the overall macro structure of the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and even the NASDAQ, right? All three of them print a little bit of a clear picture, and that is our topping point is very, very close. I've addressed this multiple times. We will lead into a recession or even possibly a depression, and we have been seeing the signs really kind of being warned to us. We do see here the IMF is warning that Britain faces the worst inflation shock of all major advanced economies over the next 2 years. Also, the Bank of England is receiving payments from the UK Treasury for the first time ever to cover losses from QE. This is getting ridiculous. And we also did see breaking news: the International Monetary Fund has cut its global growth projections for 2022 and 2023, says risks to economy have risen sharply. World Bank yesterday, IMF today. The risk is rising that inflation expectations drift away from central bank inflation targets, prompting a more aggressive tightening response from policymakers. Guys, I want you guys to understand that, right now is a very crucial part. I would say that we're at like a very, crucial point in time, all right, where we know what is going to be happening. All right, I know that we are all invested into crypto, and crypto does also follow, stocks closely. We've seen this being addressed with Bitcoin during March of 2020. But when we talk about digital assets and when we talk about things like a recession, a depression, if you will, this is not going to be good for any sort of investment area. We will see a collapse. Now, of course, why are we even talking about this? Well, first off, yes, we will see an alt season. In fact, I do believe that a recession or a depression is about roughly 12 months away as well. It's somewhere within 2023 and 2024. That's where I do foresee a lot of things, really crashing. I actually retweeted recently. It was a tweet regarding the real estate bubble. A lot of people still think that, the real estate bubble is not, a thing, right? We even see here, the Federal Reserve of Dallas warned a few weeks ago of a housing bubble. You can't make this stuff up. Honestly, when we talk about things happening within the real estate area, everyone continues to say, now's the time to buy. It's not. We are in a seller's market in terms of real estate. Now is not the time to buy. I've seen it myself. If you go to Zillow and look at a house, you could see, the overall market and the price demand that has increased in terms of 2021 and 2022. It is absolutely insane. But we've also seen this during 2008. Now, we also seen the Bank for International Settlements live now in conversation with, these three individuals. Of course, Julia Chatterley, Kristalina I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. I mean, obviously, you guys know who they are. These are not, individuals that we haven't heard from before, but they did say that central bank digital currencies can provide a digital version of cash, deepen financial inclusion, and improve cross-border payments. Now, again, I've always been addressing CBDCs for a while now. I know a lot of people, are 50-50 on them. Myself, I do support wholesale CBDCs. I just don't, support retail CBDCs. I've mentioned this multiple times. I think that retail CBDCs will ultimately be the worst decision ever in terms of, privacy behind cash. Wholesale CBDCs definitely would work, especially if they are, sort of launched on a ledger technology in terms of private ledger basis that central banks kind of control still the CBDC itself. But I do see, CBDCs coming. They are inevitable, and, we are positioning ourselves in the technology that will drive the success behind them. And I'm very well positioned within a lot of DLTs. It's not just XRP. I'm, HBAR, XLM as well. XDC I am in for, trade finance, QNT. Pretty much building the rails between interoperability within the legacy system and DLTs. There's so much within this market, so many opportunities, especially even now. It's actually incredible, to say the least, how early we are in the space too. Like, I've always compared cryptocurrencies to other things within market cap wise. Like, we are at a $2 trillion market cap. How laughable is that? Like, I actually want to hear from you guys. Comment down below in the comments below what you think the market cap for crypto should actually be. Where do you think we are headed to by, 2025? I foresee us being at a $50 trillion market cap by 2030. It could happen sooner than expected, but I foresee this market growing astronomically, especially as regulations do come into the space. Now, talking about regulations, let's talk about the crumbling pieces of the SEC. So we did see this financial services GOP release this major concern regarding the recent SEC rulemakings on digital assets. Now, this is a massive letter. I want you guys to go read this, because obviously I'm not going to break this entire thing down on this video. If you guys guys want to pause it, you guys can read this. Obviously, they are talking about the impacts of the rulemakings from the SEC on a lot of things in terms of decentralized finance, to pretty much just everything around this entire ecosystem. It's pretty interesting to say the least, and I love to see, Congress stepping in. I really do foresee some sort of major impact happening this year from the Congress with the SEC. But again, they are also mentioning Gary Gensler as well. Definitely go read this if you guys haven't already. It's pretty interesting to say the least that things are really, stacking up in terms of the SEC's pressure. We actually seen here as well, they also reiterated their demand for SEC Chair Gary Gensler to allow for robust input from stakeholders by providing adequate public comment periods for rulemakings of at least 60 days. The pressure is building up. The foundation is crumbling. I really do foresee the SEC having way too much on their plate. And, when we talk about this, I've said a settlement is coming very, very soon. The summer into September is going to be a very, very critical area to focus on. And we also seen here, regardless of anyone's opinions on Judge Nepern or her recent rulings, she gave us two absolute gems that will, appear in our amicus brief. And here you guys have it. So, my understanding of XRP is that not only does it have a sort of currency value, but it also has a utility. And that utility distinguishes it, I think, from Bitcoin and Ethereum. But then we also got a second comment. Presumably under this theory then, every individual in the world who is selling XRP would be committing a Section 5 violation based on what you just said. And we actually see Jeremy Hogan also mention here when the judge told the SEC lawyer that, based on his argument, every person who buys XRP is breaking the law, my jaw almost hit the floor. That was the best part of this case for me. Glad that it's making it into your brief. Honestly, guys, shout out to John E. Dean and Jeremy Hogan. They have been absolutely killing the game right now. But we have been seeing a lot of updates within the SEC lawsuit. Today we did see a few updates, especially regarding, some, honestly, delays are going to continue to happen. We've seen multiple delays, leading up to this point, so it really doesn't make a big, deal to me that we do see more delays. We've known that this is going to be, something that gets dragged on, but there was a lot of, updates within the case earlier today. We've seen Judge Nepern deny Garlinghouse's motion to compel production of the Estra book notes. The court states that Estra book's notes are no different from the notes the court previously found to be protected by the privilege. So again, a lot of this, it's a process. I think that when we talk about, a settlement behind the scenes with the SEC, I think that this entire process is something that has to play out. We have also seen this, the objection is due in 14 days. Again, this will most likely happen on the last date, so we have to wait another 14 days before this new motion to extension time to file does get released as well. There's so much to look forward to in terms of this SEC lawsuit, but I'm right there with all of you on this long rolling process. It is getting to the point where it's, getting frustrating because we do want to see innovation continue to drive the success of XRP, as XRP holders. I mean, we are investors here. We're not somebody who wants to sit on the sidelines and just kind of wait until something happens. I mean, trust me, it's getting boring watching the XRP, price chart. I'm right there with all of you. Honestly, anything at this point, up or down, would be welcoming. But also, you guys did see the DPP fight breakdown as well. If you guys haven't already, go check out this breakdown from it's XRP_Crow. It's a pinned tweet from James K. Fallon. It really kind of gives you an updated view on the due dates and things like that within the lawsuit. So definitely go check that out. But there has been a lot of updates. There's been a lot of movement within the SEC case, but ultimately, what I'm focused on is not even the case itself, but things happening around the case, meaning, updates from Congress themselves regarding the SEC lawsuit and regarding the SEC's overreach and breach of power, basically. They are, overreaching within a market that they don't really have any jurisdictions in anyways. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.